The real quick, couple of other notes. Golf and tennis was moved to the spring because of the early fall winter sunsets, and they were
Mm,
worried about them getting the games in. So
okay.
there you go. If you're wondering about
Understood.
why wasn't golf still played in the fall, even though it's weird because the middle school golfers play in the fall, and there's no, I don't see an issue with that. So whatever. Anyway, you only play 9 in high school. You don't ever play 18, as far as I remember. I think we played 18 in the regionals. Once you get to a certain point, you do. But a lot of those tournaments are only 9 hole tournaments because of the time constraints. All right, Major League Baseball. They decided to steal our idea for Monday, Hunter, and Saturday.
Yeah,
I'm going to say my idea or our idea or whatever. Either way, every time we talk
they
about something
listened
on this
to
show
us.
and has an idea and we say something, we end up with something coming across the internet later. So we talked about their. I asked you guys, what do you think of possibilities of being a playoff bubble as opposed to just once the baseball starts, and you guys seem to think that was a decent idea, and then baseball says they're thinking about that as well yesterday. So what do you think about that, Hunter? Are they going with the right track with that?
I think that it's a. I think they would be. Let me put it this way: they would be irresponsible not to look at that. Because if the problem is you can't keep the players together, and that's what you think is causing the coronavirus outbreaks between some of these teams, is you can't really police them when they leave the facilities, then you got to have a bubble. The NHL is doing it, and the NBA is doing it. The players didn't want to do it for a full season, which I can understand. That would be pretty tough to be down there for even just for what 3 or 4 months. That would be really tough. So the season, that's fine. But if you only have to be down there maybe for a month and a half for playoff baseball, I can do it. You can do it. To me, I think the best place to do it would be Florida, ESPN Worldwide of Sports, because you can you can have multiple games in the same day. They've got 5 different fields. It seems like out there.
Are they wanting to? Well, that would be the question. In an actuality, Hunter, I've been to some of these spring training facilities. I've played on them. Um, some of them have some of them are their own little complexes with like 4 fields on it already,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Yeah.
some of them play on high school fields. Some of them have their own complexes. They're just everyone's a little bit different. So the question would be, do they want to play it somewhere like Disney, um, to where they're all the teams are together, or even put half the teams in one location, like the American League in one and National League in the other location, maybe even 2 locations, one in Arizona, one in Florida, or even 2 in Florida, just to keep them separate enough.
Mm-hmm.
However they want. I don't know. Just we got so many weird and dumb ideas that we might come up with something that they'll use in a couple of days. So I'm just kind of putting some of that out there for you. What do you think?
I think it would be better for them just to have them all in one central location, like Florida. If they think the facilities are better in Arizona, hell, send them to Arizona. I don't care. That's fine. I think the players will enjoy it though because the New York team gets to still kind of play in semi decent weather. It won't start getting 40 to 30 degrees at night sometimes in late October, early November. So I'm fine with it. I'm fine with them going to a centralized location. And like I said, I think it would be irresponsible for them not to even consider it. For them just to think, okay, we'll have and think about this. You can technically have a faster playoffs that way because you don't have to give a day or two in between for travel. They're already there. You can get a 7 game series done in the 3 to 4 days that it might take. Well, 4 obviously for whoever. Like you could literally play a game every day
Mm-hmm.
if you wanted to. You could play a game every day or every other day. There would be no 2 or 3 days in between because one team has to travel from the East Coast maybe to the West Coast. Everybody's already there. That's why I think it's been great that these NBA teams. I think that's what's made this go by at least a little bit faster. Every day there is no we got to travel, we got to get on a bus and go out here or get on a plane and go out west and play maybe in 2 days. Got to get to the practice facility. Got to get to the hotel. No. Everybody's there. So just get going with it. I think it's a great idea. And you know what? We said this too. We brought this up when the first conversation was, so they're still going to let people travel. They're not going to teams travel. They're not going to play in a bubble. Because we brought up, what if the World Series was every year in a different city?
Right.
This is the opportunity maybe to even test that theory. So I know this would be Orlando, but maybe next year, if it goes good in Orlando in a centralized location, hell, maybe next year we hold it in Dallas. Or wait, where do the Rangers play? I'm not going to say Houston.
Arlington.
They're very okay. So yeah, Arlington. What is it? Dallas, Arlington area, isn't that what they call it? It's kind of like
Oh gosh, Dallas, Arlington, Fort Worth, Irving.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
It's basically, if you played in Gaston, you'd call it Charlotte. If that makes
Okay.
if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I understand.
They'd still call it Charlotte.
So I could say Dallas. Okay, we'll say they play Dallas, or maybe they want to hold it in the big market and it's not two big market teams. They could hold it in L.A. Just something like that. They treat it like the Super Bowl, and this would be a good stepping stone towards that. I know we brought that up because I think that would be interesting. I think then you would take home field advantage out of it. That's fine. Just make them both play at a neutral location. I don't understand. Like baseball was only supposed to. Are they still having the neutral location in for the White Sox Cubs game? Or
You mean
who was that?
Cardinals?
Or yeah, Cardinals White Sox game.
I was about to say it has actually been canceled because of the Cardinals.
Well, here's the opportunity then to do that.
So here's the deal with that, Hunter.
Okay, I really want
that game has been
that.
That game has been moved to next season.
Okay.
What they've done is that I'm showing folks now. This is a remake. This is the Blue Jays. That is, you see the tents. That is the visitors' locker room.
Oof.
Is the tents. So that the stadium isn't equipped basically to have two major league type locker rooms. So they've tented up around the visitors' locker room for the players to be able to get to and to sit and relax if they're watching the games. It's basically their locker room. They've got a tent in the parking lot that they can go to that's supposed to be air conditioned for their locker room and everything too. You see the field lights, Hunter, that you brought that up. Those are portable field lights. They needed extra lights, and those were brought in from the Field of Dreams game. Since they weren't going to use them, Major League Baseball lent them out to the Blue Jays to use at this AAA stadium. Now, they had to do some reworking, too, on the field and stuff, but it was close to ready, but they had to do some upgrades, of course, and they've come in and Blue Jayed everything it up. So they're in Buffalo right now. So hopefully won't get kicked off for this video. This is from the Blue Jays Twitter account, sharing all their upgrades and changes that they've made to the stadiums, and the guys were commenting on it. Tonight is supposed to be their home opener, so that's why I was kind of want to talk a little bit about that. There's your coach's meeting place.
Look at that! Look, they've already moved stuff in there that says Blue Jays on it.
Well, see, this was already this was their AAA team, so some stuff was already that way. But
because I was about to say, Kevin, are they just getting ready to move out of Toronto?
No, this is their AAA affiliate. All right, so right there, what you're seeing, I think this is going to be the visitors clubhouse area and tent where they'll be. Yeah, there's the visiting facilities. There's their giant tent that they'll be able to stay in. I mean, we call it a tent. It's a tent, but if you've ever been into one of these big nice tents, they've got these at like the PGA Tour facilities. And I mean, look, Hunter, look at the top of this building when it comes to, it's got big old air conditioning and ducts going through the top. So this is the most sophisticated tent you've ever been in. So you can see right there.
It looks like one of the tents, in the story that Michael Jordan told, or they told about Michael Jordan.
He had his own basketball.
He had his own basketball court while shooting Space Jam. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So they've got air conditioning in there, and they've got lockers. They got the lockers are are 6 feet apart for the visitors
yeah.
and all kinds of things. So, nice little video that they showed everything. There's the manager's visiting clubhouse, but it's all in a tent. Kind of weird for the fellas coming in, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. You got to play the games, and it looks like they're thinking about having high school sports this year in North Carolina. One of the comments was they're postponing it so they can cancel it. Is the way they put it, Hunter.
Oh,
What do you think
I
about
mean,
that?
if that's the case, then that's a bunch of dumbasses up there at
I
the
do think they did. I do
NCHS.
think if they do that, that's going to end up doing the kids wrong that they could have transferred. And like I said,
I think
I don't
so.
want to be the conspiracy theorist on it, but I will on everything if I have to. These schools, these public schools, gets funding based on how many kids they have registered to go into their school. So if you have a mass exodus from these schools, they'll lose funding. So are they worried about funding for their schools? These administrators, Hunter, they get paid a lot of money. So just wondering about some of that, and hope that's not the case. And I hope we do get sports going in January in that situation. All right, Hunter, in the standings real quick. Major League Baseball.
Oh yeah.
Cardinals still have only
Braves
played
got
5 games.
whopped. Braves
5
just
games.
got whopped. What's the deal going on here?
I don't know.
Are you guys ever gonna pick back up baseball operations in
I
St.
don't
Louis?
know. I don't get it.
It's kind of concerning at this point. It's kind of concerning at this point how the Pittsburgh Pirates have one more win than you and they're still behind you.
They played 16 games.
They played 16 games.
Hunter, I'm gonna read this out loud and see if close your eyes. I'm gonna watch you. Close your eyes.
My eyes are closed.
The Pittsburgh Pirates have one more win than the St. Louis Cardinals, yet are 4.5 games back of the Cardinals.
No, that made no sense.
The Pirates have one more win than the Cardinals, but they're 4.5.
Makes no sense.
They're 4.5
no
games
sense
back.
And think about it. The Cardinals, the Chicago Cubs have got 9 more wins than the Cardinals, and the Cardinals are 4.5 games back. It makes no sense. But, I wish they would just come out and say something about, the St. Louis ordeal, and obviously Miami is still trying to catch up, but at least St. Louis in general. And I know you don't want to hear this, but I would much rather them just come out and say, look, St. Louis is just done for the season than them do what they're doing right now, where they don't know when they're going to come back. Because then it comes down to, how Tom and I think Terry were the ones that pointed out on one of the Saturdays is, well, how is St. Louis going to make up 13 games right now? Well, yeah, relative around 13, 14 games right now. How are they going to do it?
Double headers, baby.
Like, in this amount of time.
We'll play triple headers.
Triple headers? Playing 5-inning triple headers? Why not?
I'm not seeing any news and no's. It's just everything.
Seriously, because at this point, they've gotten really quiet about it. It was a big hullabaloo for about a week and then a week and a half. And now they're really quiet about what's happening in St. Louis, and they keep quiet because they still ain't playing no games.
Well,
they had played 5 games.
They're supposed to play a doubleheader with Detroit, and that got postponed. So now they're supposed to play Friday at the White Sox, Hunter. So we'll see if that's their next scheduled game. It's Friday the White Sox.
We will see if it happens.
But I don't understand why all the Cardinals games got canceled as opposed to, I mean, the Marlins had, 19 people, 20-something people?
Yeah, and they played. Like, look, they've at least played 11 games.
Hey, if the strategy is to get Yadier in the lineup, kudos to the Cardinals for delaying, as long as they're not going to cancel.
I want to talk about a shit show of a conference, American League West. Good God. It's Oakland just running away with it. Every other team's got 7 wins.
Well, Rangers are in the playoffs. Think about that.
Yeah.
Angels might make the playoffs now, Hunter. If
The
you're
way
gonna allow
that's
the
set
second
up.
place, if you're gonna allow the second place team to make it, no matter what.
Yeah, I mean Detroit's sitting in second, 9-6, while Cleveland is 10-8, right behind them.
Just silly. Baseball with 3-7.
So,
Right now, baseball would have 8 teams over 500, but the Rangers would get in 2 games under instead of the White Sox, who are at
and
500.
Atlanta would be a second, and Atlanta would be like a fourth seed compared to the first seed.
Oh no! Padres and Dodgers got better records than you, sir. You would be the 6th seed.
Third seed.
6th.
Oh yeah, we'd be the 6th seed. Yeah, we'd be a 6th seed, but that's just because Miami's sitting in front of us 7-4.
Yeah,
We're 11-8. We have played 19 games to their 11.
definitely be the 6th seed.
Unfortunately,
So that
get
means
smacked.
the Marlins, Cubs, or Rockies would choose to play y'all.
That's so dumb, man.
I think we'd have to get Tom to get in here and read me the law on that, so I know exactly what they are.
Well, technically, the Dodgers wouldn't even make it.
Who?
The Cincinnati Reds would make it. Remember, it's the first and the second.
It's 8 teams. Dodgers would make it.
Oh, that's right, because they would be one of the quote unquote wild card teams, just the ones that have one of the better records.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's only 6 there's only 6 teams in the National League with a winning record, Hunter.
Yeah.
Cardinals
That's
are
it.
1 game from being 500. So, I mean, you don't know what they're going to do. I mean, they might win 5 straight and end up 8-3, or they could lose 5 straight.
Everybody else.
Do I?
You're 1 game away from 500, with 13 games back from being on par with everybody else.
Let's see.
That's unfortunate.
We would have to. I mean, we got to win 9 straight, tie the Cubs. Hunter, that's not easy.
It's not easy. None of this is easy now. None of it is. That's why you could almost go ahead and bury everybody outside of maybe. Well, no, you can't, because the American League West is just so up in the air with everybody having 7.
All they need is
second
one
seed.
team to be good in the West, the Astros or somebody, and then the rest of them would be done.
Yeah, that's it. All they would need is maybe one person to finish 500 or better underneath Oakland.
I mean,
and they
we're
would
at
make
15, 18 games right now, Hunter. We're a quarter of the way through the season.
I think now we can definitively start cutting people out just based off just looking at them.
Red Sox.
Boston, done.
Red Sox and Kansas City in the American League. I would say everybody in the West but the A's, but somebody's got to make it. So, in baseball, they'll fix it where Trout gets in somehow.
Probably.
Bye-bye to the Mets and Pirates, Diamondbacks and Giants. It's been nice. What do you think?
It's been fun. I'm fine with that. I thought the Diamondbacks would be a lot better than what they are this year. They were pretty hot last year, but
Was that one of the
just didn't-
teams you or ESPN or somebody had picked to win, like, or make the playoffs? Wasn't they high on somebody's list? Nobody had the Rockies. I'll say that.
no, nobody had the Rockies. But
Hey, what's
Story for
everybody's
the
excuse going to be? Hunter? Well, shit, never mind. I was gonna say, especially if they go to above, what's everybody's excuse going to be about the Rockies and they play in the altitude and all that stuff? Like, to me, that it don't really matter. I don't think that matters too much at all.
I think that would make it just as competitive playing in the bubble, because then you wouldn't have people that say, "Oh, we're getting ready to go play in a mile-high altitude." Sorry, there is no home field advantage for anybody. You're just gonna have to play. Go out there and make sure that the bats are hot and that the pitching is on point. That's what you got to do.
These guys are silly about this high school sports. I'm just coming across my Twitter feed, just checking stuff, and I don't know, it's just funny. All right, Hunter. Any other news and notes on your stuff today?
No, none for me. None for me. I will say this. I'm glad they actually finally gave an answer, even though for the high school athletics, I feel like it was maybe a month or two too late for them to make this kind of decision. But if they do end up canceling it, it will be the biggest crock of shit that I think I've ever seen the NCHSAA do. So there's my 2 cents on high school athletics and for the state of North Carolina And college-wise, hey, man, let's just get ready for ACC, SEC football. Big
Hey,
12, let's do it.
they're we
Everybody
talked
that's going to football, let's do it.
how we talked war and everything. John, the Reds is this Reds Twitter feed came across. There's a lot of Joey Votto haters out there, but I'm gonna try to debate any of y'all. But like it or not, he when it comes to greatest of all time, he belongs in that conversation.
Oh, my God.
so you're there you go in your Votto. That's what I'm telling you that stuff will. I mean, his numbers when you look at those numbers, and that's what I'm saying. Like the people say the same that you got to look at those numbers about Trump. I mean, Trump. I'm sitting there going through stuff about Trout. You look at those numbers, and then you'd say, well, "What about Votto?" And then they're like, "Oh, but that don't count. It's not the same.
That don't count. It's not the same.
Not the same."
War. It's not war.
Hunter, I don't know. I hope you can read this. I don't know if you can. I can't get it on my screen. Let's see if you can read.
All I see is something Chiefs. Hail to the Chiefs. Oh, my God.
How do you like that new saying in Kansas City, Hunter? Huh?
Champions right now. So champions.
HTTC.
They're champions right now, so they can really do whatever they want.
So they're just going to steal y'all's cheer now, huh?
Stupid. They might. They just might.
And your hashtag.
But hey, be able to do that until some organization comes after their name next. So enjoy it while you can.
All right, buddy. Well, we'll plan to see you Saturday. And to all our fans, thanks for watching on KTC and listening on our podcast. Hunter Yancey will have Tom Sinafani and Terry Reinhardt on Saturday, and Hunter in the house for some Mitchum's Kitchen breakfast. Thank you, buddy.
No problem.
All right, we'll see you next time on KTCBroadcasting.com.